Hey guys, so it's time for the July monthly favorites video. As you can see, I am not in my usual surroundings. You actually won't see those surroundings again because I moved, but I am in Anaheim, California this weekend for VidCon, which ended yesterday, sadly. Yeah, let's get started. The first book I read in the month of July was Fire by Kristin Cashore, which was a young adult high fantasy novel. You know, it's the kind of novel that has maps in it. This month I also reread The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, since it was my last month with my students and I really wanted to do something fun with them for the last thing I taught them. And then since the movie is coming out this coming week, I read The Sea of Monsters by Riordan, which is a middle grade fantasy that draws a lot on Greek mythology and stuff. Really fun read. It had been a while since I read The Lightning Thief, which is the first book in that series, but I found that I didn't really need to remember everything in order to get into The Sea of Monsters, so I also reread A Little Princess by Hodgson Burnett, which is actually one of my favorite books from when I was a kid. And I actually reread this for a classics retold project I'll be doing over on my blog. It's a bunch of bloggers are rereading classic books and reviewing the adaptations of them on their blogs. That starts on September 1st, and I'll probably see some videos related to it that month, as well as post on my blog post, so go check out my blog if that sounds like something you'd be interested in. Then I also read an adult e-serial by Roni, Loren, and I'll probably make a separate video about that one just because I was really interested in the format and want to talk about it, and also it's, you know, it was very adult romance, so kind of want to talk about it in a separate video. But my favorite book that I read this month was definitely Fire by Kristin Cashore. It really reminded me why I love high fantasy and why I write high fantasy. I read Graceling a while ago, which is this is kind of a prequel companion story to Graceling, and I loved that too. But the world that Kristin Cashore has created is so interesting. I love the concept of graces in Graceling, and I also love the concept of monsters in Fire. They're like normal animals, but more brightly colored and more powerful. And there are human monsters, and the main character is a human monster, and she has really bright red hair, and she can kind of control people's minds. But she attracts like other monsters, and they like really want to eat her, and so she's not really ever safe. And also she kind of creates this really dangerous desire in other humans as well. So she's constantly in danger, but also has a skill that is very useful to the realm and whatever. So it was just a really cool book to see how her being a monster, and a lot of people are afraid of her because of her monster quality and don't really want her around, and created a really interesting dynamic between her and the other characters, especially since her father was a not so nice guy who kind of destroyed the kingdom, and she is kind of living under that shadow. So yeah, I highly recommend that book. It was really very interesting, and the romance was really sweet and adorable, and that's all I really have to say about that. It's the Sunday after VidCon and I'm not at Disney Day, so I'm a little sad. But I'll probably make a video about that on my main channel, so maybe go check it out. And let me know what you think of my new intro and end screen. Bye!